Welcome to Leveling the Playing Field, the podcast where Africa meets opportunity. I'm your host, Peter Grear, and if you are ready to hear how African governments are flipping the script on global business, you're in the right place. Now, let me ask you, what if African nations gave Black entrepreneurs around the world the first shot at contracts that build the future? That's not a dream. It's called Right of First Refusal. And today we're diving into it with someone who doesn't just understand the vision, she embodies it. Joining me is engineer, CEO, and global changemaker, Dr. Valerie M. O'Neal. Valerie, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Mr. Grear. And it's really an honor to be here. And you're absolutely right. Right to first refusal is really an exciting tool. We've seen it's really a good tool, better than we've seen in decades. For the Black business community, this is definitely a game changer. And it gives them an opportunity to really partner with Africa. It has a structure, it's fair, and it's also transformative. Truly a game changer.
Thank you. You built companies across borders from Trinidad to Nigeria and beyond. But let's back up a bit. How did you first hear about right of first refusal? And what made you believe it was more than just another policy?
So that is really a great question. So I first learned about rights of first refusal from Pan-African communities. So these forums are really economic driven forums that has the best intentions for diasporans to engage in African development. But this time the priority is access to government contracts that wouldn't necessarily be available to them in a normal situation. We found ourselves today in a scenario where the DEI program in the US is more or less canceled for Black Americans. And now in Africa, we find global companies with deep pockets really getting a lot of opportunities. Right to first refusal really gives Black companies or companies owned by diasporans a really, really good chance at making a real impact on the continent.
Thank you. Let's talk about that vision. You're running GRN Energy Rising, NGOWE, Divinely Yours, and your foundation in Nigeria. How do these businesses align with the right of first refusal opportunities?
So every initiative that I've built, it's with African continent development in mind. So GRN Energy Rising is a transformative cassava ethanol plant. And also it's going to be for flour and dry products that's going to be available globally. So we haven't really received a right of refusal packages yet, but we are stationing ourselves and positioning ourselves to make sure that we are in good position and have all the skill sets available to get those proposals. This is really a long-term game for really economical stability for the continent.
And your foundation, tell me about your foundation.
So for me, I have a doctorate focusing on engineering and technology management. So I have been doing Africa now for about 20 to 26 years. I've been all over Africa. I've lived in Nigeria for 4 years, and Ghana has always been my stomping ground. I left and came back with a doctorate to position myself to be not only available to do contracts and jobs on the continent, but also be a mentor and as a female, let me brush that up. As a female in America and doing construction and engineering and being a Black woman, it's been a hard journey, but I've done it and I keep doing it. And this is to tell young ladies, especially Black girls in Africa, the only person to stop you is you. And so I bring not only my skills, I also bring hope and really wanting to work with communities all over Africa.
You said before that right of first refusal levels the playing field. For those unfamiliar with global contracting, what does that really mean?
So being able to get global contracts, it's a door that's open in a lot of different countries that's now giving the diasporans the first 30 days of any contract. We get the first opportunity to get those contracts. And so this is epic, really, for us to be able to not only get the contracts as diasporan within Africa and diasporans around the world, we also get the opportunity to team up with local contractors that have functional companies. So this collaboration between diasporans and African is one that is a game changer. It's really going to be a driving force for sustainability and economic development on Africa.
Thank you so much, Doctor. You know I agree with every word. Listeners, if you believe in Pan-African unity and the power of Black entrepreneurship, now's the time to act. Subscribe to this podcast, share it with a friend, and if you're a business owner, start researching which African countries are implementing right of first refusal. The window is open, but it won't stay open forever. Now, Dr. O'Neal, you said publicly that you haven't secured a right of first refusal contract yet, but you're still building. Why is that?
So not because we haven't gotten a right of refusal contract yet, like I said before. We are preparing ourselves. Right of first refusal is the door, and it's up to each company or diasporan to seize that opportunity. Get yourselves prepared, get yourselves organized, collaborate, figure it out. But it's a door, and it's up to us to jump in and with both feet. We're not going to know everything at once, but the door is open for us to be engaged with the continent and be a part of that force that's really gearing towards making Africa home and making Africa better. Look, honestly, everyone is gearing and heading to Africa. Everyone is coming in beside Africans. And this is our time to stop talking a lot of stuff. We know what's going on. This is our time to make a difference. Let's band together. Right of first refusal is the door. Let's jump in and make a difference.
Thank you again, Dr. O'Neal. And for our listening audience, Dr. O'Neal and I are going to be coming back time after time after time and dealing with more details regarding the right of first refusal. Let me ask you this, listeners. What would you build if you had priority access to African infrastructure contracts? Who would you hire? How would you give back? If right of first refusal unlocks your vision, stick with us because this series is just getting started. Dr. O'Neal, you're not building solo, you're designing ecosystems. Why is collaboration across the diaspora so critical right now?
So the opportunities are massive. And I've had the opportunity of sitting in so many meetings. The opportunities are there. We need engineers, contractors, renewable energy companies. There are opportunities for everyone. It's in your hand.
Farmers, sure,
Yes.
farmers, tech experts, educators, every discipline has a role. And right of first
Absolutely.
refusal helps us with that collaboration. Now, we've got a long road ahead, but here's how you can plug in today. Join the Pan-African Podcasters Network, amplify your voice, and collaborate with others. Donate to support our media team as we build platforms for economic liberation. With greaterdiversitynews.com, visit us, give, and get involved. Dr. O'Neal, do you see right of first refusal as a form of reparations?
Absolutely. It's a form of reparation and also it's generative. With all the damage that we've encountered as diasporans and also Africans on the continent, this is truly an opportunity for us to rebuild Africa. Slavery, colonialization. I mean, there's so much harm has been done to Africa. This is time for us to join together and rebuild Africa.
Thank you again. Let's fast forward to 2035. What's your dream scenario if right of first refusal becomes the norm across Africa?
So my dream for 2035 is to see an Africa that is booming, companies, industries. We take the world by storm. Infrastructures, projects everywhere over Africa. We have the land, we have the manpower, we have everything. Africa don't need anything. We have everything we need to make a global impact.
Thanks again. If today's conversation moves you, don't just be inspired, be involved. Subscribe, join the Pan-African Podcasters Network, visit our website, and let us help you prepare for right of first refusal success. This is the economic liberation of Africa in action, and we need you in the movement. Thank you, Dr. O'Neal, for your brilliance, vision, and courage. To our listeners, next week, we'll break down how Ghana, Zambia, Morocco are implementing right of first refusal and what that means for your next steps. Until then, stay bold, stay Black, and stay building. Again, thank you, Dr. O'Neal, and I look forward to us continuing with this discussion. Have a great day.
Thank you.